the book of Omni?
Yeah, there's, at this point, there's just so many little things that are going on here that are really interesting. And we're going to spend a few minutes mapping this out because, again, this is one of those books that people often just like, kind of read through this, and there's little details that actually help set up other things that are going on in the Book of Mormon. And these little books are actually bridges between the small plates and the large plates. In fact, the Words of Mormon are the major bridge that connect these two things together.
It's fascinating here because if you just do some quick math, we'll let you do this on your own. But here you have 5 authors in one short book. It's covering 3 pages of scripture, and you compare what you get in 3 pages with what you got in the previous 140 pages to contrast it with 4 authors, Nephi, Jacob, Enos, and Jerem. You can just do a little contrast, which tells you, there's a lot of doctrine and a lot of the plan of salvation revealed here. Not as much here. In fact, in some cases you get 1 verse or 2 verses, and they're not really telling you much at all. Omni happens to be our only author in the book who uses the word wicked or to self-declare his unrighteousness. And we don't know if he's just being overly humble or meek, but in verse 1 it says that Omni received the record from his father Jerem. He tells you in verse 2, but behold, I of myself am a wicked man, and I have not kept the statutes and the commandments of the Lord as I ought to have done. But gratefully, regardless of what his true righteousness was from a heavenly perspective, he taught his son how to read and write in Egyptian to be able to continue this tradition that's been passed down from the fathers before him. Passing him on down to Chemish, he's the 1-verse wonder. Verse 9, now I, Chemish, write what few things I write in the same book with my brother, for behold, I saw the last which he wrote, that he wrote it with his own hand, and he wrote it in the day that he delivered them unto me. And after this manner we keep the records, for it is according to the commandments of our fathers, and I make an end. People laugh at him, but the reality is he's keeping the commandments of the fathers. He's preserving the records. He's going to pass that on now to his son. He got it from his brother. He's going to pass it on to his son, who gives you only a couple of verses, 10, 11, 12. Now 12, or 10 and 11, then 12, Amalekite kicks in. This is where our story gets interesting.